Today, I want to provide some quick little history of several carriers that you might find interesting, like this one of how Ace Freight came to be known. It was in June 1965 when F.J. Lukey was promoted to president of the company. E.C. McCormick Jr. was chairman of the Akron, Ohio-based motor carrier that announced the promotion of the 31-year-old career for Lukey. He started out as an owner-operator in 1934 with Truck Owner Freight Company in Akron, and the next year moved to Indianapolis to become terminal manager. In 1954, when Lukey was general sales manager, the name of the Truck Owner Freight Company was changed to the simple name of Freight Incorporated. Lukey's progression with the firm continued as he was named Vice President and Director of Sales and Traffic in 1956, and a year later in 1957 he was made Executive Vice President. In 1961, Freight Incorporated and Ace Transportation was merged under the name Ace Freight, and then in 1965 he became president of the company. With this, not only follow the career of a prominent executive of one of Akron's trucking history, but we see the history of just one company. How about another merger involving an Akron trucking company? Okay, let's talk about All States Freight. It was incorporated in 1932 by four men, including two Akron truck dealers who had repossessed 7 trucks and began using them to operate under the name of All States Freight. For the next 25 years, these 4 families ran the company until 1957 when a group of Cleveland and Akron businessmen purchased the company. All States grew by purchasing A&B Fast Freight and in 1969 acquired Tarbert Trucking Company of Muncie, Indiana, giving All States routes into St. Louis and Louisville, Kentucky. It also made All States the second biggest trucking company with home offices in Akron. Then in 1966, in April, All States was merged into PIE, or Pacific Intermountain Express, and it made PIE into a coast-to-coast carrier. All States was operating east from Chicago and St. Louis with 9,000 miles of routes all the way to the East Coast with 27 terminals. PIE had 29,000 miles of routes from Chicago and St. Louis west to Washington, Oregon, and California, and PIE had 44 terminals. In 1931, there were several trucking companies that had operations in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Let's look at a few of them. There was one named Arcade Motor Transportation Company that was based in New York City at 403 West Street. Arcade had been in operation at least since 1925. However, in July 1938, they filed bankruptcy. Another bankruptcy reorganization was with another carrier that operated in Philadelphia in 1931. However, the bankruptcy didn't occur until January of 1964. It involved Overland Motor Freight Company that had 12 trucks, 25 tractors, and 29 trailers. At the time of the filing for reorganization, the total assets of the company was $76,895, and included in that was ICC authority worth $45,000. Pyramid Motor Freight Corporation was another trucker that operated in Philadelphia in 1931 and had to sell assets in the 1960s due to bankruptcy. At the sale on August 25, 1960, if one could bid more than $110,000, they might come away with ICC certificate number 60767, giving authority over regular routes between New York, and Wilmington, Delaware, and irregular routes between points in New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia. Pyramid must have been quite a large company since they offered stock to the public. This is a photo of a Pyramid stock certificate. Let's talk about this channel called Trucking History for a few minutes. On the screen you'll see a website, lessthan-truckloadhistory.com. I want you to go to it sometime and look around. Why? Because that is the original website that I started 10 years ago. And this channel is an outgrowth of what that website started. Now, generally, this trucking channel on YouTube has different content than the website does. There are some articles on the website that there is no way I could ever approach on here. For instance, there is one where I have a list of the ICC docket numbers, and as I find more, I add to it. Yes, I provide information on docket numbers, who got them, when they were issued, possibly what authority was involved in it. And if it wasn't issued, I tried to give an explanation of why. This list is always being added to and researched, and once you start looking at that list, you'll see why there's no way I could ever put it on this channel. Now, I know I just told you about my website, but don't worry. This Trucking History channel is not going away. I have so much more information to present to you that I'll be adding until I die to get it all on there. So stick with me, and I've got a lot more to show you. Running this Trucking History channel is, it started out as a hobby, and now it has become more of a business. I feel like I have to do it. I feel like it's work, but it's good work, okay? As a lot of you have noticed, I'm adding a lot more content. It used to be that I would only put a new video on maybe once a week. Now I'm finding myself at least every other day, if not daily. And I'm going to keep that up for as long as I can. Because like I say, I've got tons of history to provide to you. And I plan to get to all of your suggestions too. Stick with me because it takes time. See, when I was doing a video a week, I was concentrating on thoroughly researching and putting out the best content I could. And now I'm finding myself that I can do it quicker and provide just as good content as I was that was taking a week to do. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and I hope you guys are too. I can tell by your comments that a lot of you are really into this trucking history, and like I say, this channel is not going anywhere. In fact, I have news. I will be starting a new channel on YouTube sometime in 2025. It's going to continue to be a history channel, but it will be of another form of transportation. This time it's going to be a railroad history channel. Now, I know some of my subscribers are also rail fans, and I don't want to disappoint you, so that I am going to start a new channel next year devoted to nothing but history of railroads. it'll be similar to what I'm doing here. Every now and then I'll provide a comprehensive history of a certain railroad, but generally it'll be along the same lines. Although the history will go back a lot further than what I'm doing here with the trucking industry. Because as you know, railroads started in the 1800s in this country. So I'll have a lot more content to give you. So I just wanted to give you a heads up that there will be another channel that I'll be doing in 2025 for railroad history. Well, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I tried to throw little snippets of trucking history that couldn't fit in one full-length video. So continue to hit that like button and leave your comments and subscribe if you're looking at this and you're not already a subscriber. I appreciate all of you. And tomorrow I'll have another video for you.